Oh, hey, I'm sitting here filing on a piece, and I made this video earlier today about filing and proper way that I go about filing. But when I did it, I came in this morning and the furnace in my shop was not working. So when I was making the video, it was like 50 degrees in here and I couldn't feel my fingers, but I made it anyway. Got the furnace fixed, everything is going well. And I'm just sitting here finishing up a filing project, but I made a video for you. So let's dive into the video. Just remember, I can't feel my fingers. It's like 50 degrees in the shop, so enjoy anyway. All right, today we're gonna talk a little bit about filing, and I've got a couple of files that I use a lot, and I'll show you how I go about using them. One of them is a flat hand file, and I've got a couple of them. One of them is a number 2 cut, and the other one is a number 4 cut. And what I usually do is right here, I'll put a number 2. This one you can kind of see it's kind of worn down, but I'll put a number 2 on there just so that I can quickly identify it. This one here is got a number 4 on it. Like I said, they get worn down over time, but so you can see, so I can quickly identify which one so that I don't have to pick up the file and look for the small little number. And it's just a quick to help me. Now, some people, when they use these files, they'll put a file handle on there so that you're filing kind of like this. And I've never done that. I'm not a huge fan of it, just for the simple purpose that, or the simple reason that when you're filing, the closer your hand is to the work, the more control you have. So if you got your handle out here and you're trying to file this way, that you don't have a whole bunch of control. I mean, it still works. I'm not saying that don't do it. I'm just saying I don't like it because I like to have a lot more control. So when you're filing, your hand is 6 inches away from your work. So what I do is, and on this one I've got just a little piece of rubber hose on here, just a little bit more comfortable for the hand, because when I file, I put that into my hand here, and then I put my middle finger and my thumb on either side of the file, and then my index finger in the middle, so that as I'm filing, I have a little bit more control of where my file is cutting. So, and when I'm filing, I'm not sawing back and forth, but I'm taking direct file strokes, and every time that I'm filing, I lift the file up and look to see what the file just did. So I'm using the light reflection and just kind of keeping an eye on the cut that my file just did. So that way I can rotate my piece a little bit if I need to, or I can put a little bit more pressure on the back side of the file or the front side of the file, or even take the file and rotate it a little bit side to side. That's the reason why my finger and my thumb are on the sides, is because you got a little bit more control, and you can make fine adjustments as you're filing. So when I'm sitting there filing, every file I'm looking to see exactly what my file just did, and I'm rotating the piece to see the reflection of the light, because I don't want to, one, file in places that I don't want to file, or two, file too much, because I try and take away as little material as possible and save the material. So as I'm filing, and this piece is just out of cast, so it's got a bunch of little, when I print this piece, I had the little nubs on there and I didn't take them off in the resin, so it's just they're there. So as I'm filing, I'm looking to see exactly what my file is doing and where I need to put a little bit more pressure on the file. So this one here, I got a little bit more on the left, so I gotta put some pressure there, and then I can rotate the piece. So every file stroke that I make is intentional. So as I'm filing the piece, I can rotate the piece. I can also rotate the file, put a little bit more pressure where I need it to be. So like I said, every swipe, I'm pulling the file away and looking at it. This is, again, my number 2 hand file. So it's a little bit more aggressive, so it takes the metal off a little quicker. So you can kind of see as I'm going, I'm slowly rotating the piece, and I'm putting a little bit more pressure. And sometimes when I'm filing for a while, the file will get clogged up with some debris. So I'll just rotate the file, flip it over, and do the other side. Then I can, again, continue to see what I'm doing. And on the number 2 files, when they get clogged up with some debris, a lot of times you can just clean them off with your hand and just kind of rub your hand along the file, and that'll take care of the majority of it. Sometimes there's some small couple little pieces that'll stick in there, and then I've got some file cleaners. Like this is a steel end brush that I use, and I'll just kind of come in and just kind of clean off the debris that gets stuck in between the teeth of the file, and then it's ready to go again. So then, intentional, using the light to see what your file is doing, and using the pressure. So sometimes I'll put a little bit more pressure on the front, sometimes on the back, and then I can rotate back and forth. When it gets real close, then I'll go to my number 4 file, and that's just a little bit finer. So you can see on here where I want to blend everything, so I'm pushing the file forward and I'm rotating the ring into the file so that everything kind of blends in nicely, and you can get a lot more smoother transitions in your filing. So you can kind of see, got all that cleaned off. And then the same thing with my other file. This is it's called a ring file, and I use this to file like the insides of pieces. And it's the same thing. I put my fingers on the side, put my middle finger or my index finger on the top, and then I put this into my hand. And then you just intentionally, each stroke is intentional. So you can kind of see exactly what the file is doing, and you can either move your piece or move your file according to where you need it to cut a little bit more. And then you kind of go around. And again, it's not a sawing back and forth like that, because that'll reduce the lifetime of your file. You just want to intentionally push the forward stroke, because files cut on the forward stroke where a saw will cut on the downstroke. These cut on the forward stroke. And then, so it's kind of the same thing. So here I've got a little part of a sprue that was left over. I'm just going to go in. Slowly hit that. And again, I'm very conscious of what my file is doing so that I can blend it all in, so I'm not taking too much metal off from places that I don't necessarily want them to come off of. So you can see I just flipped my file over real quick right in the middle, in between file strokes. I didn't even slow down to do it. Just kind of sitting there, file in, and then you can flip your file over and cut with the other side if it gets clogged. So that's what I wanted to just kind of touch on today, is just the use of some of the files that I use. Now these are kind of my workhorses that do the heavy lifting. And then I've also got a number of small needle files that I work with. This is one of my favorites, called a beret file. So it's got a cutting edge on one side, and then the sides and the back are safe edges. So it works good for getting into tight areas, and like I'll use a lot of times just using the tip of the file to get into areas that the big files necessarily won't get into. And I've got an assortment of needle files that I use. You know, they got round ones and square ones and triangle ones and flat ones and stuff. So, and then there's even smaller than that. There's called escapement files. So they're like usually like a number 6 cut or more. I mean, you can get them in 4s and 2s, but I pretty much use these for like getting into really fine areas and doing some fine sand or filing. They're called escapement files. So they're like the next step from a needle file. So you can see the needle file has got this much of a cutting area. The escapement file's got about 1 inch or so. It was just working with fine details. So today we're talking a little bit of files. Everybody has them, everybody uses them, but sometimes there's more efficient ways of using them. So this is kind of the ways that I go about doing it. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the handle on the files because your hand is so much farther away from your work that you don't have as much control as if you're right in there real close. So hopefully that helps, explains a little bit about filing. This week we're just kind of throwing some random stuff out there. Hopefully you got a lot out of that. Don't forget on Fridays at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, we do a live stream here. So make sure you subscribe here. So thanks for stopping in, and we'll chat at you next time.